Hey, what is up, football fans? And as you know, there'll be like another 7-8 months before we see another football game. So it was very disappointing to see how lopsided the Super Bowl went. I mean, if you're not a fan of Denver or of the Seahawks from Seattle, you were probably pretty disappointed to not see a good game. Because if I'm not a fan of either team, I still like to see a close game and see a good ending. But being not really much of a fan of either team, I was a bit partial to the Broncos, being a bit of a Champ Bailey fan. But other than himself, I was not really partial to either team, but the game was very disappointing. I know a lot of people complained about the game itself being lopsided, about the commercials, because people complained that the commercials were not funny. Why do the commercials have to be funny anyways? A commercial is made to advertise for a product, and if it just so happens to be funny as well, then it's funny. Okay, but its intended goal is not to be funny. If you want to see a funny 30-second video, you go on YouTube. You go on, better yet, go on Vine, then you can watch a funny 8-second video. But the point is, the Super Bowl didn't really live up in most people's eyes to what people expected from a Super Bowl, with the game being so lopsided. You're seeing here on NFL 2K5 a 2K14 mod, basically a roster update for this game. You're seeing the outcome that people would have more expected. The game ends up being very close at the end, comes right down to the end. You saw Richard Sherman, the idiot that he is, just returned that interception for a touchdown. And this is the game that I would more have liked to have seen. It's the one that I played out here on 2K5 through the simulation, as some of us know from paying attention to just the YouTube homepage, because EA's got tons of money to spend on advertising for their crappy Madden game. Madden 25 did simulate the Broncos to win, and to me it just seemed really surprising to see the Broncos go down the way they did. Now, I feel like I wasn't too disappointed in the Broncos' loss, because I think it would have been worse if the game was close. I was very supportive of the Cardinals when they made that Super Bowl run back in 2008. They lost to the Steelers on Santonio Holmes' toes in the corner score. That is a disappointing game. So if you're a Broncos fan, I really don't think you should be too disappointed in this game, because honestly, the outcome could have been worse. It could have been a last-second thing. I mean, Patriot fans should be completely offended by the way the New York Giants and the other Manning, Eli Manning, have beaten the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl, and David Tyree's against the head catch against one of the best safeties, Rodney Harrison, doesn't make it any better. So seeing the pictures of David Tyree's miracle catch probably doesn't do too well for the Patriot fans. So I don't think that this Super Bowl could be too disappointing for the Broncos, even though, you know, Peyton Manning probably doesn't have too much time left on his plate. Then they might have to pursue a different quarterback, as they don't really have too much depth there as far as I think. But so the Super Bowl, disappointing, yes, for the average viewer, disappointing for the Bronco fans, but I don't feel like it was as disappointing as it could be. And the Seahawks, well, the Seahawks should be excited that they won, and the Seahawks fans should be too, but it doesn't feel like there was much of a game that even occurred. I mean, if the game would have looked more like the simulation that you're watching right now, I could see how the Seahawks could be excited like the Steelers were after beating the Cardinals, but did it really... I mean, there's not that much to be excited about when the game was over by halftime. Good Lord, after Percy Harvin returned to the kickoff return for a touchdown, the game was pretty much over in everybody's mind. Not even Peyton Manning could put together anything of a comeback. I mean, you put 8 points on the board and you're the MVP for the NFL. That's kind of pathetic. It's like they didn't really show up. But thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a like, and I would actually love to do here in the off-season an NFL season. I'd pick a team and just play through a season. I think that'd be pretty fun, so maybe you want to watch out for that. Thanks for watching, everybody.